Oh no, Tatum sideways and he crashes into the wall. The car skids across the drag strip, noses its way into the right-hand side of the concrete, and Dan Mercier goes to the end of the racetrack as Tatum's car continues to slide guidelessly down the racetrack. Tatum is moving inside of the cockpit.
Well, the perils of the conditions, but the perils of how a driver needs to approach these conditions. You can see a lot of cars spinning, shaking the tires. Fortunately for Trip Tatum, he's getting out of the car under his own power. You can see Bobby Lagana, the tuner for Steve Torrance, who's had a lot of input with this car, but this is good news. He's out of the car. Those lateral hits take their toll on a driver. Fortunately for Trip Tatum, when you look at him, you can see that physically this guy is fit. There's a lot of damage to the car.
The Napa helmet cam looking off into the vanishing point of the distance here at Firebird and Ron Capps. Alexander's going to give a run for, oh, a huge explosion for Capps. The body destroyed and Capps slams into the wall across the drag strip. My goodness. One of the most violent explosions we have seen in some time. This is the second in 2 years for Capps, who had that huge explosion in Seattle last year. You can see him bringing himself out of the roll cage. A tremendous impact as Capps is going to take a moment to gather himself here. Stewart trying to pedal his way to glory. Not going to happen. David Grubnick's tune-up delivers a 379 at 328 miles an hour. Impressive in the face of the 384 we just saw from Sean Langdon.
Brittany and Justin set to race now. And it's Brittany Force 364.6 at 334.82 miles per hour. Brittany takes Justin down. Justin Ashley with a 371.3 at 333.66 was 0.27 on the starting line, but couldn't hold down the Brittany Force elapsed time. 3:01.67 to the eighth.
A double step for Doug Coletta. Coletta is out of here, and if it's going to be Tony Stewart, Stewart goes across the finish line. A 303-mile-an-hour shot at 394 as both Steve Torrance and Justin Ashley's car began to falter at mid-course, and Doug Coletta blinked. Finish line stripe. Austin Prock drives his way down to a 4:009 at 316 miles an hour, and Prock is back in the winner's circle. The second place finisher is Paul Lee at 4:042, 311. That moment in time we have expected all season long has come to fruition in Las Vegas.
Well, the title defense for Austin Prock is back in full effect. You know, it's been a struggle early for you in the year, and you've wore those emotions on your shoulder. The consistency that you guys have searched for, it looks like you guys have finally found it. Congratulations.
Well, man, we're getting close, that's for sure. This Prock rocket ain't perfect yet, but it's heading in the right direction, and that's what we need to be proud about right now. That was an ugly win, but like I said earlier this morning, if they were ugly all day, but the win light was coming on, I didn't give a crap. So really proud of this John Force Racing team. I love having John Force out at the racetrack. He just gasses you up every time you get in one of these, and he told me he was proud of me this week, and that means a lot. So really proud to drive this Cornwell Tools Chevrolet SS with HendrickCars.com, Power Solar, Graham Rahal Performance GRP. Having them on board is just so cool. Hopefully Graham's doing good in his race, and hopefully Kyle Larson can get a dub too. Woo!
This should be absolute target practice for the likes of Brittany Force and Doug Coletta. Let's see what they can dial up. Wow, look at this. Doug Coletta goes 364.6 at 333 miles an hour. Brittany Force chased him across the finish line at 366.7, a 301 mile an hour shot to the 8th mile.
Look at the top speed.
This is officially the fastest speed that we've seen in a 341.59 mile an hour speed. Good gravy. That is the fastest run in the history of Top Fuel. That is the second fastest run in the history of drag racing. What in the world is going on here tonight?
Brittany Force, 341 miles per hour. When I say those numbers, what goes through your mind?
Man, you know, she was flying on that run. We really needed that. We needed a solid run. We didn't get in there on that first run. We had no power. Car shut off, no power. And this one we needed. You know, it's 4 wide here. We want to do as great as we can. We want to get down there every single lap, you know, in each lane. So it was unfortunate we didn't get down there the first one. That one, 341, that's awesome to have that top speed, something like that for this HendrickCars.com team. We're all really excited about that. That's David Grubnick, John Collins backed.
City of Joliet, a drag strip just as grand as buildings like you saw downtown exist. It is Route 66 Raceway, and it is home to the Gerber Collision and Glass NHRA Route 66 Nationals, presented by Peak Performance. Both cars moving around. Austin Prock's making a run at it, and it's Prock, 393 at 329. If you had told me you're going to watch 3 cars in a row smoke the tires in the right side, and the most aggressively tuned funny car in the country is going to be the next one up, I wouldn't have liked his chances, but that shows what I know. We're about to find out now. It's the Nitro Funny Car Final. Prock was off the starting line first. What a race! It's Beckman! 393.5, 325 miles an hour. And he beat him on a hole shot. That is one of the craziest days. That is one of the craziest funny car wins I've seen in my life.
And Jack Beckman just said, what a drag race. And Jack, we just talked to you ahead of this final, and you were talking about Austin Prock and what he has done to this class. He just came over to you and said, how did you do that? When you looked at the time slip and you saw that reaction time, how?
I don't know. Maybe sitting next to him interviewing you. I don't know. I try to take the same mental approach up there. And Austin, I mean it. He's been the class of the field. That young man has got such a future here, and I'm enjoying my time while I got it. Special trophy. Tom Hervis, the owner of Old World Industries. Greg Natelick, the president of Peak, is out here. Brian Bolander, who put this whole motorsports event together. He was the one, him and Robert Height and John Force are the ones that said, let's put him in our car. And Bob Boyle and the rest of the Peak crew. And here's my Peak squad. This is the greatest feeling that you could have in motorsports. At the end of the day, with your group of guys and gals hanging out with the trophy, and Peak did it today. Rick Hendrick texted me before the final. He said good luck. He also wished Austin good luck. We got to win for them, for Graham Rahal Performance, for Cornwall Towers. We're a big family. And John Force Motorsport. This is just the greatest feeling for JFR, for JB, and for the Peak squad. It feels awesome.
And Doug Coletta smokes the tires, and Brittany Force into the afternoon goes 341.42 miles an hour. 300.53 in the 8th, and the crowd here is going absolutely ballistic. That is the second fastest run in the history of Top Fuel drag racing of anyone. Unbelievable. Cloud cover has come in and out today. It has managed the track temperature, kept it in that perfect range. Beckman, oh boy, Beckman's across the drag strip and into the wall. A massive impact for Beckman as the right rear wheel has come off the car. Perhaps an indicator of why it did what it just did. Meanwhile, Spencer Hyde sprints for his life to a 432.5 at 305. Tony, a bizarre incident here. You'd never see a car do that.
It happens early. The best news of all is Jack Beckman is out of the car under his own power. He appears to be just fine. We'll get another look at this, but we're going to see if the axle breaks, if the rear end breaks. We had a little bit of an issue with that at the end of last year, but there appears to be some fluid, some type of liquid, maybe some rear end oil that rear tire slipped on.
The way the car rotated in a perfect circle, and we have to go to the next level of this. We race again in 5 days in Bristol, and this team's down to 1 car and 1 body.
Well, they have a backup car. They have more chassis at the shop. I think the concern right now is, A, that Jack doesn't appear to be that banged up. You know, some of that could be adrenaline, but right now they're trying to process everything. Beckman appears to be taking his Hans, his neck device off, but here's the launch right here, and it happens early in this run. There's the chatter. It's spinning the tires. Now he's off and on the throttle. And that could get the car a little sideways, but there it is. It's lost traction. Now he does get on the throttle. Fortunately, Spencer Hyde was well ahead of him.
With the cylinder out too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Spencer was having problems, but you know, the car goes in to the wall almost head first, and that's a good thing because that is going to absorb a lot of the energy. It's the lateral impact that really seems to do it puts the driver in harm's way. So just based on the angle that it went in, we're looking at that rear tire and why it came off.
That hub is still there. I mean, that you can see the mating surface for the wheel. Both cars are locked down. Header flames are up and down the drag strip. 369.4 at 340.39 miles an hour. Off the top rope comes Brittany Force for the win.
And as her team makes it up to the top, and on Friday, Brittany, you told us that a win was close, and after the semis, you told us that you wanted to get this win at the site of your father's victory last season. He just watched you win your 18th career Top Fuel Wally. Why are these wins different for you now?
This is just a big one. You know, his last win, the last time I stood in the winner's circle with him was here at this racetrack. So coming into this racetrack, I want to win here for him. So this win right here is dedicated to him. Everything he's done over the last year, it's been really tough, and we're so proud of him, and I'm just happy to have him out here with me. I need him out here with me. He's my biggest support system, and I want to say congratulations to this team right here behind me. This Monster Energy team, HendrickCars.com, Chevy, Cornwall Tools, Peak, and GRP. Thank you for standing by us. I knew we'd get back to this winner circle. I'm so proud of all these guys. David Grubnick, John Collins. We got back to the winner circle here in Epping. Woo!
The NHRA loves every year stopping at this beautiful drag strip carved into the floor of a valley for the Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals here at Bristol Dragway. They made it through the zone, but then fed the power to it, and it spun the tires. Brittany Force goes 381.1 at 330 miles per hour. That is 0.08 of a second better than she'd run all weekend to this point.
You can see the pattern. We saw it in Top Fuel. We've seen it with all the previous cars.
Buddy Hull is into the sand trap at a high rate of speed. Hull had no parachute. He went all the way through the trap and caught the net. Thankfully, it stopped him there.
Well, I took my eyes off the track and didn't realize that he went through the speed traps at close to 280 miles per hour. He was probably able to scrub some speed off, but fortunately, he's getting out of the car under his own power.
Austin Prock, 393.1, 328. Daniel Wilkerson getting over near the center line in the shutdown area. And Austin Prock takes over that #1 qualifying position, pushes back Alexis DeJoria. That Chevrolet Camaro was trucking.
It's looking a whole lot better today, and Stewart is marching away down the drag strip, and Tony Stewart, out of the depths of despair, 387, 318 miles an hour, and that is a free pass to the semifinals. He'll have a bye in round 2. And it's another beautiful run between these two cars. Big move by Beckman's machine. It is Austin Prock. 406.1. 318 beats a 407 at 305. And John Force is at the starting line. What an incredible turn of events. 365 days later, Bruno Massel is with him.
Down here with John Force. John, obviously this is a huge moment for you. You just watched both of your funny cars go down and race, and Austin Prock bringing home the victory for John Force Racing. John, what kind of emotions are you feeling right now?
Yeah, those guys are doing a great job, and I want to thank the fans for being, here in Richmond. Been hot, sorry about that. But I wish you would have interviewed me last year when I was here. But it's a big day at John Force Racing, and to you know, I owe a lot of dedication to the hospital for keeping me going, my family, my employees, YCU hospital, and the helicopter that got me there. And all of that is important. Medical staff and you know, I can go on talking, but want to thank Chevrolet. I want to thank Peak. I want to thank Jimmy Prock for his team winning that. Cornwell Dealers, Monster Energy, Hendricks, Cars.com, Graham Rahal Performance, and their new initiative, Task Force Rahal. Fans can support the benefit. And after what I've been through, we need to help everybody, even the ones in the stands, so be careful going home.
Congratulations, John.
Austin, we knew no matter what that John Force Racing was headed home with the Wally today in Funny Car. I remember being at this stop-in with you a year ago, and you said you were taking that Wally right to John Force in the hospital. Why is he the winner here today?
Well, I mean, we went through hell last year. You know, there was a lot of uncertainty, and we had no idea which way all of these events were going to go, and we're so blessed to have him back out at the racetrack healthy, you know, and to win back-to-back for him. This trophy's definitely going to him as well. You know, we battled through adversity last year here racing for him, and this year obviously we wanted to win for him, but we battled a lot of tough track conditions. A lot of people were struggling here, and my team just kept their heads to the grindstone and got the job done. I had a feeling we were going to come in here and prove why we're the points leaders, and we did exactly that. We raced smart, we raced competitively, and I finally got my stuff together behind the wheel. So really proud of this win. I can't wait to get back and see my family, see John Force, and celebrate big tonight. I'm going to be hydrating on these boys tonight. Woo!
What a battle. Left lane, nah, the right lane's going to be the one you want to be in here. 409 beats a 408. Austin Prock, a 55 light whole shot win. They leave a 50 light for Hagan, but is there enough horse underneath them? Finish line stripe, the win light comes on for Austin Prock. 406.9 at 318 beats a 409.9 at 309. And Hagan says, what's a guy got to do around here to get a win light against this kid?
Your reigning champ Austin Prock is taking off his fire suit, throwing stuff over his shoulder because he just went back-to-back for the second time this year. You've now got 4 wins on the season. You are a funny car champion here at the Summit Racing Equipment NHRA Nationals. How's that feel, brother?
God, it feels amazing. To win back-to-back in this category is so tough, and I'm just so proud of my family, this whole Cornwell Tool team, all the dealers out there busting their tails to let us come out here and play. I mean, this is amazing. So, yeah, the old Prock Rocket, it got me out of a hole again there, man. It left, and it was sideways like a sprint car. It had the ass out, and just had to wrangle her in there, and glad to see that win light down there. Another amazing run by this team. John Force, another one for you, baby. Wow!
You got one more piece of hardware here from Bill Bader Jr. That is the NHRA, the Norwalk Raceway Park ice cream scooper, because you might need a little ice cream tonight to celebrate and cool off.
I ain't having no ice cream, but I'm going to have some cold beers.
They are roaring past the 8th mile. Doug blows it up. Brittany goes 3:41.85. That is a new speed record of Top Fuel Drag Racing, resetting her previous mark of 3:41.59. Absolutely astonishing. She goes 3:65.9. Coletta's car, Tony, gave up the ghost and gave up a cylinder early. Langdon moved first. Does Langdon, oh, he's got the race car. Sean Langdon goes 3:66.2 and a punishing 337 miles an hour. A 50 reaction time, which is stellar by any measure, gets the win light over Brittany Force, whose car was faltering early. Brittany Force on Friday night, her car traveling over 343 miles an hour for the first time in the history of the NHRA series. And then it was Matt Hagan, a man who's Prock's car motors away from Pendragon, and Prock goes 340 miles an hour, 383.3 at 340.9 miles per hour. This crowd once again showered with massive speed. They leave the starting line, and Austin Prock is motoring down the drag strip, 390 at 333 miles an hour. Spencer Hyde runs 395 at 323. Prock was 70 on the tree. It was a wire-to-wire clobber job.
And now with 5 wins on the season, Austin, you are absolutely dominating this regular season. Prior to you guys running, Spencer Hyde called you the best funny car driver in the world. What do you think of that?
That's pretty amazing. You know, just for me to be able to live out my dream and drive a funny car, and then someone to give you a compliment like that is unbelievable. So proud to drive this race car for John Force Racing. HendrickCars.com, my teammate Kyle Larson, come close today, but we got it done for you, Mr. H. Cornwall Tools, everybody a part of this whole team. We dug so deep after struggling last weekend, and I appreciate what you said. The most dominant funny car in the category. A lot of people have forgot about that after a few bad runs, and oh, we're back in the winner's circle, baby. Whoa!
Langdon's car hazes the tires, and Brittany now 1 for 5, going 3. Look at that, 341.25, 367.9, 341.25 miles an hour. That thing is beastly. The 9th time she has gone 340, and only one other person has ever done it once. And they just might, oh man, huge explosion for Hagan. Explosion and fire for Hagan, a 388 at 332 miles an hour. You want to talk about a team that has thrown everything at this thing to try to win a round, it's those guys. He is quick again. Look at this, all the way to the stripe, and it's a 386 at 334. They're landing punches now, baby. A 388 for Jack Beckman wasn't enough, but that's J.R. Todd for the second time today. He's 60 on the tree, and Prock has the most stout car on the property against him in the final. And they have showed us, at least to this point, they can stand in the ring with the champ. A tire smoking launch for J.R. Todd means Austin Prock, karting a 390 at 321.5 miles an hour, is yet again a winner on the tour. You can see the dog pile in the starting line.
Austin Prock is your funny car champion here at the Lucas Oil Nationals, and his driving has really been on point all day long. He's had a look of the eye of the tiger in his eyes. Look, it's still there right there. You can see the adrenaline pumping. 43 on the reaction time. We're in the final. Your average reaction time in a funny car today was 47 over 4 rounds. How do you account for that sort of determination and focus?
Jordan Vandergriff, he told me I was tied for best reaction time when he was at my house last week, and I ain't having that, so I had to come out and play today. They gave me a great race car underneath me, and I didn't need those lights to win today. This Prock Rocket was flying. So happy to fly these Cornwall Tools colors with HendrickCars.com. Chevrolet, I mean, this is a big win here. A bunch of my guys are from Minnesota. Nate Hildahl has never won here, and this is going home with him. Wow! Yeah!
It is Ida smoking the tires early. It is Brittany Force, 343.51. 343.51, the fastest speed in the history of drag racing. 309 or 369, but my goodness. Brittany smokes the tires. Trip Tatum is going to pedal his way near the center line. Tatum is going to go 460 at 215. And once again, the underdog prevails. I don't even know what happened on Brittany's side of the racetrack. It won't be Beckman's. Austin Prock, back-to-back, 5 wins in 6 races, in the complete and utter domination of not just the state of Indiana, but the continental United States in funny car drag racing.
I absolutely love it up here. Austin Prock taking in this moment on top of that Cornwall toolbox with a hug from his sponsor presenting that Wally. And Austin, no matter what, John Force is a winner here today and you get to deliver it for him. But when you look at your weekend, regular season champion, an all-star call out, and now holding that Wally, is it possible to have a better weekend?
No, I mean, other than my mess up on Friday or whatever day that Saturday, it couldn't get any better. We run the tables on them, and to have both John Force Racing cars in the final round here at the U.S. Nationals just shows how dominant these race cars are right now, and going into the playoffs, that makes us feel really good about ourselves. So just so lucky to drive this machine with Cornwall Tools, and the fact that they sponsored this race, we got the regular season championship here and won the U.S. Nationals. We owe it to them. They do a lot for us, and they're the reason we're out here. So thank you, HendrickCars.com. Back-to-back U.S. Nationals winner, Mr. H. That's pretty unbelievable to say.
Have you counted up the money yet?
I'm horrible at math, but I know it's north of 250.
Nice job, Austin.